that there are 5 agenda items that we have a brief on. There are also another 4 or 5 agenda items that our colleagues from the Azimio coalition have brought on the table. And we have said it is time to listen to each other. It is time to listen to our colleagues on the views they have on the cost of living. As much as we firmly believe that it is a duty and responsibility of any administration anywhere in the world that is charged with governing a country to ensure that they formulate policies that will bring down the cost of living and make life bearable for the people that they are governing. But we also believe that it is the role of the minority or those who are not in government to make sure that those who are in government implement the policies that they sold to the people of that country. And in this case, the Kenya Kwanza administration went out, campaigned on the platform of the plan, or the manifesto that was christened the plan, that had policy propositions that government is implementing. Honorable Speaker, that does not mean that those in the minority have no say. In fact, in a constitutional democracy like ours, it is said the majority have their way and the minority have their say. And that is what we are saying. We are ready, we are willing to listen to our brothers and colleagues in the minority because they are Kenyans and they belong to this country. But we have also been firm that we cannot, as the people charged with the responsibility to govern, be forced to implement an agenda that was not sold to the people of Kenya by Kenya Kwanza. And therefore, we shall be framing the agenda items, Honorable Speaker, to agree to what extent do we listen to each other. It is not given that we will agree on all items, and we have said this in the dialogue committee, and my brother, Honorable Pio, will bear me witness. We shall agree. We are also bound to disagree on a few issues. But that should not give occasion to anybody in this country to ever instigate violence because people disagree. We must always seek to dialogue and agree to speak to each other. Honorable Speaker, the other thing I believe that we have all agreed as a nation, which was very important for us as we got into this dialogue process, is that never again in the history of this country, Honorable Speaker, shall we ever use violence to transact political engagements in our country. Never again. And that is why you see in this motion, there is a mention on the respect not just to the rule of law, the Constitution, but also the promotion and respect to human rights. So that again, Honorable Speaker, we build a nation where there is respect, not just for the Constitution and the rule of law and institutions, Honorable Speaker, but also for human rights. That I must respect the rights of those in the minority just as I expect them to respect my rights. And that includes the rights to govern. And nobody should ever use violence to stop another person from peaceably governing the country. I want to believe beyond this dialogue process, whatever the outcome will be, we will have a better country. We have been charged with a huge responsibility, Mr. Speaker, to midwife the rebirth of our nation. Those who have been ahead of us, Honorable Speaker, played their role in the birth of the young Kenyan nation 60 years ago. 60 years after independence, it is us here today who are charged with that heavy responsibility to midwife the rebirth of our great nation, Kenya. I want to beg that we all join hands to midwife the rebirth of our nation, protect our democracy, and build a strong, united, and prosperous Kenya.